You already know.
Gee, thanks.
Call the meeting to order, call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Here.
Trustee Katsinas.
Here.
Trustee Milani.
Here.
Trustee Compass. Trustee Reardon.
Here.
Trustee Radishevsky. Mayor Peacock.
Here.
We will now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. The pledge will be led by
The pledge will be led by Carlos Squeers, Boy Scout Troop 699, who's doing a merit badge for leading the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Carlos, thank you very much.
Congratulations on your merit badge. Approval of the December 18th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Katsinas.
I move to approve the minutes of the Board of Trustee meeting of December 18th, 2023.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Milani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
The Veterans Commission appointments.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Milani.
move to advise and consent the appointment of Angelo Munoz to the Veterans Commission.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Milani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Radishevsky. I'm sorry, Mayor Peacock.
Aye. And Angela, if you want to come up, and we will administer the oath, which is not on my desk.
Is it right here?
No.
This is official oath on it.
It's not the official oath. So, but I'll wing it based off of this. I think I can handle it. I think I've given it enough. I state your name.
I, Angelo Munoz,
Having been appointed to the Veterans Commission,
have been appointed to the Veterans Commission,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Veterans Commission
of the office of the Veterans Commission
to the best of your ability.
to the best of my ability.
We've got some paperwork for you to sign. So much.
Right.
And by the way, for the public, we're going to need one more person for the Veterans Commission at some point, so anybody who's watching this that's a vet and wants to give some time, we can certainly use all the people we can to help.
2023 Orland Park Veterans Golf Classic check presentation.
Okay, so it is my pleasure, and you've heard me talk about this before, we had another outstanding golf event where we were able to raise money for our veterans organizations, and basically $20,000 going back to our veterans organizations. We raised a little over $30,000. Some of that money goes to other veterans programs, but specifically the ones that helped with this, with the golf outing. And the reason why there are varying amounts as well is how much sponsorships they brought into the golf outing. But I would like to call up Veterans Voices Military Group, VFW Post 2604, and American Legion Post 111 to receive their checks. I'll hand them out. So it's my pleasure to give these checks. I don't know what all the amounts are, VFW post 2604 for $5,200. So thank you all very much for all the work that you do. Obviously, everything you gave to the country as well. And so we really appreciate it and look forward to next year's golf outing as well. So congratulations. 4 times you've been here? Yeah. I remember you being there once. Go ahead. You're supposed to have the checks.
4 different dates I got.
Oh, 4 different days. This is the second time I remember you being here. So I apologize for that, for all of those mix-ups, but as many of you may know, we lost the person who runs our veterans program surprisingly, and so he was great and did a great job. So in the transition, we definitely had some communication errors, but just to point out that Dan is going to be our new veterans coordinator, so for all these groups and for the golf outing. So welcome aboard, Dan, and good luck. Thank you.
All right, what's next?
Accounts payable.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy.
I move to approve the accounts payable December 29th, 2023 through January 15th, 2024 in the amount of $4,533,433.59.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Consent agenda.
Consent agenda, item A, payroll for December 21, 2023 approval. Item B, payroll for January 5th, 2024 approval. Item C, 2024 office and janitorial supply purchases, suburban purchasing cooperative. Item D, zoning map update ordinance. Item E, T-Mobile lease agreement, amendment 1 for water tower number 4. Item F, T-Mobile lease agreement, amendment number 1 for water tower number 6. Item G, T-Mobile lease agreement, amendment number 1 for water tower number 10. Item H, summer program, 2024 summer program list. Item I, approval of the Board of Trustees closed session minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Malani.
move to approve items A through I of the consent agenda.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy. Aye. Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Survey benchmark, monumentation and documentation, Gewalt and Hamilton Associates contract amendment.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to approve the proposal from Gewalt Hamilton Associates Incorporated GHA of Vernon Hills, Illinois, for the survey benchmark monumentation and documentation services for an amount not to exceed $41,500 and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any questions or comments? And Krishut, if you could just, in layman's terms, explain this for the residents, what we're doing here.
Thank you very much, Mayor. So for all the survey we do, the land surveys we do, there are benchmarks that gives us the vertical elevation from the sea level. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the village only have one benchmark in the entire village. Typically, a village of our size should have about 30 or so benchmarks. So what we are doing is, through this effort, we will establish permanent markers throughout the village, trying to create a 1 mile by 1 mile grid so that these elevations can be transferred for public surveys or private surveys or anybody who does the survey. So we have those benchmarks placed in the village.
Makes it easier for everyone to do surveys.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, great. Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye.
Oak Lawn Regional Water System, acceptance of the conforming agreement and ordinance, third amendment.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
I move to adopt an ordinance titled An Ordinance of the Village of Orland Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, approving a third amendment and restated water sale, purchase and service agreement by and among the Village of Oak Lawn, Cook County, Illinois, and certain of its municipal customers, and authorizing the execution and delivery of said amendment amended and restated agreement, and authorize the village manager to execute all required documents, subject to village attorney review.
Second.
And just so everyone understands what this is for, the regional project, which you've heard me talking about since I became mayor here, is a very expensive project. Some of the expenses have gone up, and so this is just making sure, this is for Oak Lawn to make sure that they can capture what we owe to them for the project through water rates. This is what this is. So it's nothing different than what we've told you, to expect an increase in your water rates due to this, and it's very, very much needed it's the only way we can have redundancy in our water system, which we currently don't have.
And Mayor, it also adds 3 new
Microphone.
member communities.
Oh, yeah, and then the other critical thing here is 3 member communities that we're holding out have joined, which will actually lower our costs overall. So even though the project's gone up, our costs are going to go down because it's been spread out amongst 3 more communities. It's still based on the amount of water that you use, and so we still pay roughly 25%, but it'll be lower than 25, but a little bit lower than where we were. So, call the roll.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Avocado Theory Café lease agreement.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Katsinas.
I move to approve entering into an agreement with Avocado Theory to provide grab-and-go food items within the Orland Park Health and Fitness Center for the remainder of 2024, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any questions? And just so people know, this is at Orland Health and Fitness. It's the grab-and-go area. It's to provide someone who will provide those food items, and we just get a percentage of the revenue. There's not a lot sold there, but what is, so it does provide a service. Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Metal detector purchase.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Compass.
I move to approve purchasing 4 Garrett PD 6500 weapons metal detector units and covers, along with 4 super scanner wands and Callahan security consultants at a cost of $30,307.16, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any comments or questions? I actually have one, I guess for the chief, George, or for Ray. We're comfortable that these will do the job for what we need them to do?
Yes, we got a demo and was very impressed with it. I think it'll do a great job.
Great. And I know that the ones we used last year and we demoed and rented, they're like over 10 times as much on the cost, and we were still wanding a lot of people, correct?
We did.
So, okay. Any other questions? Ultimately, owning these, because we do so many events, will pay for itself in one season because we won't be renting them. So, call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Rec Entertainment Company LLC Professional Artist Services.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
I move to approve entering into an agreement with Rech Entertainment to provide artist, talent buying, contract, rider, hotel, hospitality, and ground transportation advance services for the Centennial Park West Concert Series and the Taste of Orland Park at a cost of 10% of the artist performance fees for artists secured by Rech Entertainment, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Other than it's 10% standard in the industry, I mean, yeah.
It is. I explored that as well, and it is standard.
All right. Call the roll.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Ordinance affirming compliance with federal immigration laws and declaring the Village of Orland Park not to be a sanctuary city.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Compass.
I move to adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance affirming compliance with federal immigration laws and declaring the village of Orland Park not to be a sanctuary city.
Second.
I'll start by reading the ordinance, and then I'll have some comments, and then if the board has any they'd like to follow up on, feel free. This is an ordinance of affirming compliance with federal immigration laws and declaring the Village of Orland Park not to be a sanctuary city. Whereas the Village of Orland Park recognizes the significance of maintaining public safety, upholding the rule of law, and fostering cooperation with federal authorities, and whereas the Village of Orland Park acknowledges the authority of the federal government in matters of immigration and seeks to comply with federal immigration laws to ensure the well-being of its residents, and whereas a sanctuary city is a term used to describe a city, municipality, or jurisdiction that adopts policies to limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement authorities. The specific policies can vary, but they generally aim to provide a safe haven for undocumented immigrants by limiting the local law enforcement's involvement in immigrant enforcement. And whereas the Village of Orland Park desires to provide clarity on its position regarding immigration matters to promote transparency, legal compliance, and cooperation with federal immigration agencies. Now therefore be it ordained by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Orland Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, as follows. Section 1, title, the ordinance shall be known as the Federal Immigration Compliance and Sanctuary City Declaration Ordinance. Section 2, declaration of non-sanctuary city status. The Village of Orland Park hereby declares that it is not a sanctuary city and that it will not adopt any policy or practice that limits cooperation with or involvement in the enforcement of federal immigration laws. Section 3, compliance with federal immigration laws. The Village of Orland Park affirms its commitment to compliance with all applicable federal immigration laws, including, but not limited to, the Immigration and Nationality Act and any other relevant federal regulations. Cooperation with federal immigration agencies. The Village of Orland Park shall cooperate with federal immigration agencies and the Department of Homeland Security to the fullest extent allowed by law. The ordinance shall take effect immediately upon adoption. Now, I stumbled across this the other day. President Reagan's last speech, and I'm just going to paraphrase here. He said, you know, the beauty of America is that if you come here from somewhere else, you can become an American. If someone goes to France, they don't become a Frenchman. If they go to Spain and move there to live, they don't become a Spaniard. No other country takes people in and they become Americans like America does. But it must be done legally. It seems absolutely nuts that we have to pass an ordinance that we will follow U.S. law. But it seems like when Illinois and Cook County passes laws that say that they won't and that we can't follow the law. Now Chicago has reached out and asked us to help them violate federal law. Even those with the wildest imagination would think something like this is asinine. This is a U.S. crisis. The resources that we are using on non-citizens illegally crossing our borders is ridiculous. Over $450 billion annual, that's billions with a B, for illegal immigration. It is well over half of what we spend on our entire national defense annually. Here in Illinois, the governor and the mayor of Chicago keep asking the federal government for more money. Here in Illinois, we spend over $3.8 billion per year on illegal immigration, housing, medical, education, legal, police. This doesn't even include the over $1 billion on the current immigration and migrant crisis. The governor has issued his 18th 30-day migrant disaster declaration. Does this sound familiar? Sounds like a little like COVID, endless extensions of his 30-day power not reined in by the Illinois legislature. Now, I've talked to everyone here about LGDF, the fund that the state has been taking from municipalities and taxpayers since 2011. This amount is to about $850 million per year. So the state can't fund this that goes to all of the taxpayers, us and every other town, but they can shovel over 5 times that amount to illegal immigration. The governor, the Chicago mayor, and the legislature do not appear to care about Illinois' legal residents and taxpayers one bit. Along with the president, they don't appear to be interested in solving the problem of illegal immigration across our southern border. Under this administration, over 7 million illegal migrants have crossed our borders. And they don't seem to want solutions. Why is that? Well, one, the governor and the mayor, they want to push for more federal money to help solve their budget issues. Two, here in Illinois, illegal migrants get IDs. We all know what happens in Chicago with those IDs. They become voters. Voters that will vote for the people who allowed for them to come here illegally, housed them, gave them medical care, educated them, and et cetera. They shouldn't be allowed to vote, but we know what happens. We also hear routinely that no one complaining about this offers solutions. We just complain. Well, here are some real solutions. One, stop the inflow across the border. Whether it's a wall or technology or more agents patrolling, the inflow must be stopped first. You can't do the rest of it until you do that. For all the migrants that have crossed the border claiming asylum, hire additional public defenders and immigration judges to speed up the process. It'd be a lot cheaper than the $450 billion a year we're spending. And if they claim asylum, they get to get a hearing. So every single one of these cases should be heard in the next year or two. Anyone who has asylum to citizenship, that time frame should be long. It should be 15 to 20 years. It shouldn't be you get citizenship right away. You can get a green card, be here legally, but you need to show that you're going to abide by our laws. Also, anyone who's not approved for asylum should immediately be sent back to their country of origin. Not just back across the border so they come right back, but back to where they came from because the asylum wasn't founded. In the meantime, we also need to improve our visa tracking system because almost half of the people who are here illegally have overstayed their visas, and we need to send them back to their country of origin. Once these two, the asylum issue and the recent migrant issue has been addressed and the inflow across the border has been stopped, we can address those individuals that have been living in the shadows for many years or in many cases decades, as well as those that were born in the U.S. who are concerned about their family members who were not. We should work on an amendment to the Constitution that ends birthright citizenship, to end the practices of people coming across the border just to give birth to a child and then they become a citizen. Those with violent or habitual criminal backgrounds should be deported. Others, we need to encourage those people who have been living here for a long, long time to come out of the shadows and be given a path to legal residence. Any path to citizenship should move far to the end of the line, and they should have to wait a very long time to get that citizenship. Their access to social services, which costs us a lot of money, should be limited and not at the same level as the U.S. citizens. We want people who contribute to society, not come here for America to take care of them. Children born in the U.S. and not documented need to be documented. Based on our current laws, they're U.S. citizens, so we need to make sure that they get documented. And our immigration laws really need an overhaul. How many years have we been hearing about this? At least 30 that I know of, probably more. Probably 30 that I've been paying attention, but probably more like 50 or 60. They need to be based on the needs of the United States, not based on family connections, not based on nepotism, not based solely on need. I think America, as its core, always wants to care for people, always wants to give people asylum when they need it or take in some refugees, and we should continue to do that. But the core of our immigration policy needs to be focused on what's important for America. What do we need? What kind of skills do we need? What is good for the rest of America and our current taxpayers? The state currently needs to take the funds that are being used for illegal immigrants, restore LGDF for all the rest of us, pay the state bills and fund our schools as the Constitution demands. That's $4 billion a year almost that they could be using for that. This will in turn significantly lower our property taxes, which we've all heard about the property taxes, right? Everyone at the state, oh, we've got to lower property taxes. Everyone's fault for property taxes. Well, this is something that could actually impact it. In the meantime, the Village of Orland Park will continue to do what we can. We have a plan to ensure that migrants do not end up in Orland Park. We've had that plan in place. We do not think the bus ordinances that are out there that many places have passed, we don't think that they're legal. But we are clearly not, we are not a sanctuary city. We will not aid and abet the state, the county, or the city of Chicago in violating federal law, period. And it's really unfortunate that we have to pass something like this, but we shouldn't really have to say that we need to pass an ordinance to say we're going to follow federal law, but it seems like in this current environment we do. Any other comments from the board?
Mr. Mayor?
Trustee Healy.
Mr. Mayor, I think this provision is, I'm glad to see it finally get through here. But I would, just one observation is, I was on the internet today and someone pointed out the crime statistic of, in El Salvador has been dropping over the last couple of years, and I wonder why. I think they're all coming up here, is my only deduction on that. But that's just one loose observation. If, you know, we're simply the local government. I think this problem is obviously at the federal level, and you've been kind not to leave out our two representatives, Durbin and Duckworth, who are soon to vote on a compromise bill, which is going to allow more people through the, in here. And I think if anybody, and I would encourage everybody who feels strongly about this to go directly to the Durbin and Duckworth thing. I think you have to start saying something as you see our society crumble. And you have to act, and we cannot afford to be as passive as we have in the past. Thanks.
Any other comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Non-scheduled citizens and visitors.
Anybody out here that wishes to speak? We have no one signed up.
Board comments.
Trustee Compass.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's had a great new year thus far. I know it's the first meeting of the year, but it's been a couple weeks since the new year. Hopefully, everyone is staying warm as well. Last quarter, the LEAD Forward team recognized the quarterly winners of the Employee Leadership Core Strength Recognition Program. For that quarter, the following staff were recognized for their positive representation and leadership in demonstrating their communication strength. Ronald Arendt, Vincent Doria, Jeffrey Gagan, Christopher Gear, Leonard Hallen, Joanna Janik, Janice Kruchen, Donna Kresbiet, Dennis Littell, Marcus Levine, Mara Mitchell, Oscar Nieto, Anthony Nada, Timothy O'Connell, Joanne Perk, James Shanahan, Kevin Stevens, Georgiana Shemshek, and Nabiha Zagar. I know I probably butchered a couple of those names, I apologize, but thank you all for contributing to this strength and to this program, and hopefully we'll hear soon about the first quarter one, and that's all for me tonight. Thank you.
Trustee Malani.
Yeah, as Happy New Year is definitely in order. Looking forward to a great 2024. Has been quite a challenge to stay warm and keep the snow cleaned up the past few days, but I think we did a great job and appreciate Public Works being proactive in getting our streets taken care of. I'd like to remind everybody that the Orland Park Police Department, as always, has a warming center available for people that need it. That's at 151st and Ravinia, in case you don't know where that is. Also, keep in mind to limit your time outside now that it's cold out. Check on your neighbors, check on the elderly, and possibly any disabled relatives or friends and neighbors who might be at risk. Keep the car fueled up. Keep some emergency supplies handy as you drive around, because you never know when that car's not going to work. I wish my kid would listen to me when I say take your jacket when you're going to work, but I guess that just doesn't seem to sink in. But anyway, have a great night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Trustee Katsinas.
I've received many resident calls on what an outstanding job our Public Works did during the recent snow events. So I wanted to thank all the men and women out in the street doing the work, and of course, our leader, Director Joel. Thank you for doing an outstanding job. Also, I would like to thank our first responders, particularly our police department, who works in these environments as well. We all know what the temperature is, the air temperature out there, and yet they're still out doing their job. So we appreciate you, we thank you, and just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Trustee Healy.
In honor of the holiday from Dr. Martin Luther King, I just wanted to say a couple words. I want to say that I have a dream or two I'd like to share. I dream that of a world where the Russian and Ukraine can obtain peace and live and work together for a better world. I dream of the Middle East, that the people of the Middle East will dispose of their rhetoric of violence, atrocities, vengeance, and hate. I hope all could have respect, love, and charity for all. I dream of a country respecting the rule of law, that would be defender of weaker nations, that would promote personal respect and prosperity, that recognize God-given freedom and equal rights for all. I guess I'm dreaming of the way it used to be, and I wish I had the power to do more than dream. Thanks.
Trustee Reardon.
64 days till spring. Have a good night.
I want to thank everyone. We had, from all accounts, a safe and good holiday season, throughout Orland Park. So thanks to everyone for that. I want to thank everyone for the mayor's breakfast turnout, which was, there was a push, not a push, but a question, hey, should we cancel it? It's going to be cold. I said, we live in Chicago. And it was the largest turnout we've ever had. So, so thank you for coming out and having good questions. Thanks to all of staff for everyone who worked on the job fair that we worked jointly with the Village of Tinley Park and also Orland Township. And it was very well received and it was packed. So very good job with that. Snow plowing also a great job. Not an easy plowing event with how heavy the snow was for anyone who had to shovel. We all did, at least the end of our driveways. So great job as always through that. I also want to thank the patrons of the Sportsplex for their incredible patience, because I went over there to work out today and it was freezing. And our heaters went out there, and surprisingly, I didn't get any complaints. Everyone was just kind of bundled up and wearing a sweatshirt and putting on a hat and just going about their business and working out. So, I want to thank all of the people there for being patient with what happened. Essentially, one unit dies and the other unit's overworked, and then it dies, and that's basically snowballed. So we're good now, right? It's all warm in there now, or warming up. Yeah, it's probably gonna take a while because it was under 50 degrees in there. Lastly, I just want to comment on the exciting year we have ahead. We have so many good things coming. We have Centennial Park West. We have June 7th, right, Ray, is the first concert? June 8th? Saturday the 8th. So Saturday the 8th will be the first concert. We have Schuschler Park coming on board. We have the police station by the end of the year. We're moving the Veterans Center. We're starting to expand the Public Works facility. So all of these things happening in the next year inside the village, as well as Southwest Highway construction and the Spur 2 water. So by 2025, we'll have that. We'll actually have a redundant water system. Also, we have some exciting things coming up with Silver Cross grand opening in March for their building. And then sometime shortly thereafter is going to be Pete's Fresh Market and also Steinhoffel's, I believe, in the summer. So those are the big ones. We also have some restaurants coming, Seasons 52. I believe Fogo de Chao is also coming. So we have some others as well that are coming. So a lot of exciting stuff happening in Orland Park. When you think of Illinois or think of Cook County, you don't really think of growth and this kind of economic activity, but we do have it here in Orland Park. So and that's thanks to all of the staff, thanks to our board, and thanks to our residents for keeping us such a great place to live. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
move to go into executive session for A, discussion of the minutes of closed meetings, B, setting a price for sale or lease of village property, C, pending litigation against, affecting, or on behalf of the village, or when found by the board that such action is probable or imminent, and D, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific village employees.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Compass.
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas.
Aye.
Trustee Healy.
Aye.
Trustee Malani.
Aye.
Trustee Reardon.
Aye.
Mayor Peacock.
Aye. We'll go into executive session.